Tracy, having built a business from 40 million, you'd mentioned from 40 million to 200, and then deciding to sell, what were kind of some of the decisions? Why now? I mean, there may have been business decisions that made that, but was there any overriding thought process around valuations, market in general, that kind of prompted that, or?
You know, as the previous panel was talking, when it's hot, you got to jump.
Yeah.
And so we had the Carlyle. So it was, my company was owned by Warburg Pincus first, and then we grew from under 40 to over 100 million, and the Carlyle group came in. And we had another private equity group come in because of an acquisition that we had done. And it was the hot market. It was the right time. But it was such a great asset that Warburg Pincus didn't want to just give it up completely. So they continued on. So I completed my term. You know how you get golden handcuffs? Well, mine came off at the end of last year. So my sweet spot is actually growing mid-market companies into larger ones. So the company, I'm still invested in it, but it's still running. So we're holding longer. This is why I was talking about the longer hold. So we're looking at how can we leverage a lot of our operational efficiencies, how we're using AI in it in order to be able to gain that premium multiple. But I expect we'll be selling soon.
Any particular advice you'd pass along to some of the families here who might have private equity holdings they're not so sure about? Write it out, or in general, what were some great lessons that you learned from that?
I think the great lessons that we learned is that there's always operational efficiencies that you can find. You just have to go and look for them. And that is a way that, you were just talking about, right? You need to have great cash flow. You need to be looking at how are you going to be able to ensure that you've got good profitability. Look for those. And I think it's worth if you hang on just a little bit longer and find those that you'll get a better return.
If you are a founder, raising capital, developing real estate, or you're an investor, would love for you to get involved in the Family Office Club. I've run this community for 18 years now. We've hosted 300 live events. We have 17 million social media group members and followers. We have the #1 YouTube channel on family offices. We have the #1 most popular podcast on family offices. You can learn more about us and our membership options at familyoffices.com. We have 30 in-person events planned in 2026 and another dozen events this year. Please go to familyoffices.com to learn more.